What's going on again? This is Frank, House of Orange Sports Channel, coming at you. Thursday night portal recruiting updates. What I'm going to talk about, what I picked up today. Just reading around. I'm no insider on this, but I do look at different outlets, try to form opinions or facts, as close as, well, I guess as factual as possible as you get into it. Make sure you hit the like, the share, the subscribe. Greatly appreciate that. The thumbs up, sharing out just as anybody who's maybe not come across the content, or hit that subscribe if you like the content, get the latest updates. Has been releasing a lot of content here recently, not last night, but for the most part recently. Portal, that's my thing. That's what drives this channel, and it's becoming my favorite things, portal. And talking about it tonight, of course, right now the known, to me, based on everything I'm reading, your main two targets right now, Rodney Rice, in no particular order, Rodney Rice, shooting guard from Maryland, Nate Ament, number 4 ranked high school player in the nation. That's your two. That's portal and recruiting. So it's not both of them. There's more names that are out there. There's another name that surfaced yesterday that Tennessee's making, or believe that Tennessee's making contact about. What I'll talk about in a minute. But Rice, I've seen a couple conflicting things today. There's 3 things I think. There's one thing I think. There's 3 things I've seen. One is he released a top 6 today. That much we do know on that. He did release a top 6 via his Instagram today, where he said the picture, I don't follow him. I saw it posted on VolQuest, actually. He posted Maryland, Villanova, Tennessee, Auburn, USC, Southern Cal, and Gonzaga as his 6 teams there. He's supposed to be at Villanova today and tomorrow. Tennessee, he's supposed to be there the 11th and the 12th. Actually, today's 10th. He's supposed to be at Tennessee the 12th and the 13th. I apologize on that. So that's the 2 in mind. And I know Pete Nakos on 3 yesterday, he posted predictions again. He had predicted Rice to Tennessee earlier in the week, but he put his confidence level low. Yesterday, he backed up his stance and moved his confidence level to high. Tennessee mods around are saying they feel pretty confident in it. They're not calling it a done deal because, like anything in this NIL era, anything in this portal era, nothing really is surprising on it. I had a poster earlier when I made the Nico video. He talked about, and it was true. He said, I'm numb to it now. And that's, kind of the same. And these guys, especially when they hit the portal, they're going to do what's best for them and their family, because a lot of these guys are making more money at the college level than they ever will to pro level. These dudes hitting the portal, they're needing to improve their stock for the most point. They're not, for sure, NBA guys along the way. Some of them definitely play their ways into it. Some of them don't. I mean, it's being an excellent college player does not, as you know, always translate to the NBA. We've seen plenty of guys who were great in college, never heard from them again in the NBA, and dudes who, because of their athletic abilities, their vertical leaps, what they do at a combine, get those more opportunities in the NBA. It's it just is what it is. In this case of Rice, depending on what the money is, he's going to go with what's best benefits his family right now. This is more than likely for him life-changing money. Not that he hasn't probably made good money already, when he went from Virginia Tech to Maryland, but still yet on it. But I think that now Jeff Goodman, I can't remember the outlet if he's with On3 or who. He was quoted on something today saying that he believed the final 3 were, what do you say, Villanova? Who else was out of those? I think he said Villanova. He didn't have Tennessee in the top 3. I'd have to pull back up again here to see it. He did not have Tennessee in his final 3 today on it. Let me see if I can find that here as I was going through it. I had it in mind earlier. course, I can't find it now. Oh, here we go. He says Villanova, Auburn, and USC are probably the top 3 right now for Rodney Rice. Here's where so there's 2 things there, and then obviously I know that Tennessee, he's visiting Tennessee this weekend. Jacoby Gillespie will be there as well. I've seen it said by Tennessee mods, he and Gillespie want to play together. They're both visiting together. And you got to think Tennessee's going to be competitive with NIL on this as well. I still like Tennessee's chances on this just based on the fact that Tennessee, when they went up to Maryland to talk to Jacoby Gillespie, they also stopped in and talked to Rice. Also, they've made that contact there. They've started that relationship. You've got Gillespie, who, based on what I've read, said they were roommates at Maryland. They played together, had good success going to the Sweet 16. You got to now Kevin Willard at Villanova, guy who gave him an opportunity, did his thing. You got to think he's getting a fair shake too. And I agree. Somebody asked on Vol Question, Rob Lewis said, in this era, there are no courtesy visits. I totally agree with that one. You can never discount any of them. So that's where we're at with Rodney Rice. It's supposed to be at Villanova today and tomorrow. Tennessee, the 12th and the 13th. I'm pretty, or it's either 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. It's one of the 2. I've got my dates confused on it. But anyhow, you get where I'm going with that one. Hopefully we'll find something out after that, and this one doesn't continue to stretch out along the way with, Auburn, USC, Gonzaga, these teams coming in. Nate Ament, saw something today on it. The source was something I hadn't heard before. So, take this with a grain of salt, obviously. But it said that it was believed that, and which is no surprise, Duke is the lead, but the dark horse program right now is Tennessee, that they're right in this thing. And that's matching up with everything I've read in other outlets, that Tennessee's really turned it back up with them, and that they are I think what it's boiled down to, and this is just me reading opinions and stuff on it, is that I think Tennessee circled back to I don't know if they ever circled back. I don't know if they ever left, but they've gone back in harder again because maybe they're just not enamored with what's in the portal. That's an educated guess on my part. I'm never going to know all this stuff for sure on it. But that's what I think it is. And that they've decided, yeah, our money's better. We're better off to increase our offer here and just go with Ament. He's a much better option than what's out there in the portal. Whether that's right or wrong, that, again, that's based on everything I've read on it. That's what I'm kind of putting together with it, because, it's been on and off. He's obviously visited Tennessee. Tennessee's been high up at points. Tennessee's been on the back burner at points. Now, the fact that they're in this thing thick, not saying they're the leader, nothing like that. That's kind of what I'm thinking with it, that they've decided to go all in with the money with it. The other name that I saw yesterday, Joe Tipton, who is of On3 Sports, he posted that Kansas State guard Brendan Hassan has entered the portal. He started out at Villanova. He was at Kansas State and averaged 10.9 points, 2.5 rebounds per game. He is in the portal and has been contacted by a bunch of schools, and one of those schools is Tennessee. He's a 6'4" guard this season. Trying to see his numbers on the season were. Don't have his three. Oh, here we go. So he averaged 10.9. He was right at 39% field goal and 3-point, right at 82% free throw. So his numbers, his freshman year, he was around 43%, less playing time, obviously. 38% last year, 2 years ago, about 39 this year. I was watching some highlights on him against St. John's, and dude looks like a player, man. But Tipton says that per per his agencies receiving interest from Gonzaga, Virginia, Kansas, Illinois, Tennessee, Virginia Tech, Ole Miss, Cincinnati, Missouri, Iowa, Oklahoma, Texas, Texas A&M, LSU, SMU, DePaul, Maryland, Georgetown, TCU, and Minnesota. And that. So, how deep will Tennessee get into this one? I mean, the guy's not been in the portal long. So, how far has he gone? And obviously, he didn't go in with a do not contact, or you wouldn't see that many names listed on it. You're going to see more names come up along the way, because if Tennessee doesn't get a Rodney Rice, they don't get a Nate Ament, for example, they're going to shift. And I don't really think there's backup options at this point. I think you've got a lot of spots to fill. You're going different ways with it as well. Another one that people ask about as well is Elijah Freeman, the LMU transfer. I have not read anything about Tennessee with him, and maybe not even since he entered the portal, because when he first entered, I saw Tennessee and Dayton were mentioned. Now I've seen where he visited Indiana. He's scheduled to visit Auburn. And I'm not saying Tennessee's not in on him, but if they are, there's nothing out there about it. And I've not seen any mods on any of these sites mentioned. I've not seen anything concrete on it that says that they are in it, they are not in it, or anything. I've seen speculation that Tennessee's still in this thing thick. I've seen other stuff. It's message boards. You don't know what's fact and what's not out there unless it comes from your mods on these sites. And sometimes they'll withhold information too. They're not just going to tell everything that they know. They can't all the times. I get it on that. That's where we're at right now. I still think a guy to keep an eye on based on the connections, based on what I've read, is Donovan Atwell from UNC Greensboro. This year, pretty good three-point shooter, averaged over 13 points per game. I've seen the comparisons to Josiah Jordan-James. He's a better shooter. The comparisons are there because he's left-handed also. That's why. But I think if you add him, he would make another shooter. And what I like is everybody Tennessee's going after right now, they're going after shooting. They are realizing they have got to shoot the basketball if they're going to get over that hump. You've made the Elite Eight 2 years in a row. What's put you out? Not having enough offense. That's what it boiled down to. Edey, they had no answer for him. But in that game, though, Dalton Connect had a great game. To me, it came down in that game to Tennessee and Purdue's secondary players. Purdue's were better than Tennessee. Against Houston, Tennessee just got their asses whipped. That's just all there was to it. And you didn't have the scoring. You didn't have it where Houston's percentages weren't necessarily off the chart as far as three-point and stuff. But still, Houston, I felt like anytime Tennessee would get a little bit of momentum, Houston was hitting that big shot. And Tennessee didn't have the guys for that. They just didn't have that consistent. So I like their approach right now in the portal. It's just a matter of finishing. And I don't think it's a case where you're going to see these dudes come in who are defensive aces only. If they can't shoot, I really feel confident in saying Tennessee's not going to be after them. They've done excellent getting Gillespie. They've done excellent getting Carey. I think both those guys, Gillespie, obviously, that gives you your floor general again. Carey, to me, watching him, I know the numbers overall weren't off the chart at Vanderbilt. He had some really good games. His skill set, though, Tennessee's not had a guy like that in a while. I think he will translate very well to the Rick Barnes system. But any other news, I'll try to get to you as quick as possible. Anything I've run across on that. And this weekend, of course, Tennessee baseball at Ole Miss should be a fun series. My plan is to bring the post games for that. Not a live show, just your post game recaps on it. Of course, any portal news, anything with Nico, orange and white game Saturday. A lot of stuff going on this weekend. Keep you updated as possible. But make sure you hit the like, the share, the subscribe. Greatly appreciated for that. Check out the links in the description, the channel memberships, the channel Patreon, as little as $1 a month can go to help the channel. Or if you just want to say thanks, I'm right-hand corner. Those super thanks options, greatly appreciated. But Frank, House of Orange, have a great evening, and go Vols.